What is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals with your boy Ferris and my main man Caleb. Caleb,
What's up?
stars are bright, big and whatever the song, deep in the
Well, then why even try
heart.
to sing if you don't
I
know it?
don't. Hey man, I'm trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be nice. You know what I mean?
Well,
Wait,
don't.
tell me. Like, I don't think I'm allowed to say. Is it copyrighted? I think it's copyrighted.
Probably. Probably can't sing it.
The stars are bright, big at
No, you
night,
should just
deep
stop.
in the
Just
heart of Texas. There, see, I knew it. See, yeah, see. You know what? Give me that, Jimmy Johnson. What's up, Jimmy Johnson? Oh,
How about them Cowboys?
one more
We'll
time.
say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
Yep. How about them Cowboys? All right, guys. Giants, Cowboys, both won week 2. Cowboys 1-1 after a dismantling of a high-powered offense of the Cincinnati Bengals, or in this case, the Bungles. The Bengals became the Bungles all over again. It was a defensive slugfest. Well, it was really a defensive slugfest. It was a defensive game because Cooper Rush first drive actually scored. You know what I mean? So it was right away. Kellen Moore was like, "Hey man, look at me. I can make Cooper Rush look good." You know what I mean? Noah Brown played wide receiver finally. He finally played wide receiver. So Caleb, take us through your initial feelings when you were watching it. Cooper Rush, because you lost Dak for 8 weeks, I believe it's 6 to 8 weeks. Is it 6 to 8 weeks?
4. It sounds like more than 4 to 6 now.
4 to 6, more 4 to 6. Okay, so he's gone for at least 4. Okay, and so probably they'll probably do 5 just in case to make it fully healthy. If they go to 6, that would just be that's extreme precautions. But it depends on where you guys at. So let's go through it. Cooper Rush, Noah Brown, Cincinnati. I said Cincinnati's going to tear you apart because of the offense, because I thought the offense would make the defense stay on the field longer than they should. So then, that's what I assumed. Yeah, it could have happened, but it didn't happen. Huh?
It did happen.
But they didn't score. Like, that was the
I
thing.
know, because our defense is that good.
Yeah, so take me through it when your initial thoughts were watching.
Well, just for right off the bat, on the first drive, Mike McCarthy, steps up. I mean, he actually, looks like a head coach for once. He decides to go 4th and 2 on our own 44.
Yeah.
Still some confidence in Cooper Rush, and we get it. I mean, Cooper Rush throws a nice ball right to Noah Brown on 4th down, and we convert, and then we go down, we score a touchdown. On the next drive after that, we go down, we score another touchdown. So we get a good 14-3 lead, and I think that's what we needed to start the game. We needed to get that lead, so we can let that defense take over. So I thought that was very important, very ballsy decision to go for it there. And like I said, I think Mike McCarthy stepped up in this game. I think he got into Kellen Moore's ear a little bit, told him this is the game plan we need to go to. We need to start running the ball more. Still, we can't let this get too fancy. We got to play a little safe here. We're going in with our backup quarterback, and I think Mike McCarthy did a good job coaching this game. Defense, that's like I said, that was the main thing of the game. Our defense is amazing. They carried us through this game. Obviously, we got that 14-point lead. The defense was able to just get after it, and that's what we did. We shut down that offense. That offense has Burrow, Jamar Chase, Ward, and T. Higgins, and we shut them all down for the most part. Joe Mixon only ran for like 57 yards on 19 carries. We shut him down. Joe Burrow's offensive line still ain't fixed. It's pretty terrible. We sacked him 6 times. Mike Parsons went off again. Got 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. I mean, he was disruptive on almost every single play. Like, there was nearly 2 times he could have intercepted the ball at the line, just inches away from doing that. He was in Burrow's face all day long. He was beating La'el Collins so bad. La'el Collins had like 2 or 3 false starts because he was so goddamn scared of what Mike Parsons was going to do to his ass.
Because he
He got
knows,
jumping.
because he's faced this man in practice. He
Yeah,
knows. Leo Collins is like, oh God, no,
yeah.
someone save me.
Trayvon Diggs again had a great game again. Like I said, like we did pretty good job. Mike Evans, yeah, Mike Evans got that one, incredible catch and touchdown, but that's pretty much all he did last week. And this week he goes up against Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase has 2 catches for 14 yards when he was playing up against Trayvon Diggs. And yeah, Trayvon did a great job shutting him down. Um, he didn't really get him off. I mean, they have so many weapons on that offense, and they can get anything going. Also, Trayvon Diggs also had the great tackle on their last drive to
Trevon Diggs
shut them
tackles?
down. What's that?
He tackles? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he made a
Cornerbacks that
great
tackle? What? Those exist?
Yeah, he got a great tackle to set up for us to punt the ball so we can get the ball back and go down and score the winning touchdown. Linebacking core played great. Lane Van Resch looked like his old rookie self. He got a sack. He was one of the top 2 tacklers on the team, along with Donovan Wilson, who was stepping in for De'Aaron Curse's role. And Donovan Wilson
Donovan
was
Wilson
all
played very good. Caleb, when these talking heads talk about popping off the screen, like jumping out of the screen. Donovan Wilson jumped out of my screen a couple times because the Giants game was before, so I watched that. Then I watched the Cowboys game for the show. Donovan Wilson just kept popping on my screen. He just kept popping on my screen. I was like, damn, bro, who was this? Who's this brother? Like, shoot. He was athletic. He was all up. He chased ball, get ball. You know what I mean? Like, he was always near the ball, and he played very well. Donovan Wilson just kept popping up on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a hard hitting guy. Along with that, Anthony Barr showed up in this game. He was making some great plays there, stopping the run. And then also Dorrance Armstrong had a great game. And he's had these games last year too. I mean, he had 2 sacks in this game. And like I said, that's why I wasn't worried about Randy Gregory. Everybody was like, oh, we lost Randy Gregory. Oh, well, all his 6 sacks. Wow. Well, Dorrance Armstrong had 5 sacks playing behind Randy Gregory. And he showed how well he can play because he showed up with 2 sacks this game. And then also we get some contributions from Sam Williams and Dante Fowler. They both got a sack each. And so all collectively, our whole front 7 played great. Secondary played great. I mean, the whole defense all around was fantastic, especially like I said, especially against that kind of offense with those kind of weapons. And we held them to under 20 points. So that was a fantastic job by them, especially when wasn't getting so much after we scored the in the second half. The offense wasn't really going as well, and the defense really had to step up on everything. Honestly, they should have less points because we got some 2 dumb penalties that extended their drives and let them get field goals. That didn't happen last week. They didn't really have any penalties on defense. They had some penalties on defense this week that just made them getting the field goal. It probably could have been worse if we don't have those penalties. They would have had to penalty more. But overall, it was a great job on defense. And then on offense, like I said, Cooper Rush played as well as you can hope a backup quarterback is going to play. I mean, 1931 31.
Like, he's a backup quarterback for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, no one expects him to come and be like, they're going to have the same production as Dak Prescott, or like they're going to have the same production. Like, I mean, that's not how that works, Like when Tom Brady's backup comes in, that backup isn't going to do the same things Tom Brady does. You know what I mean? You're going to have drives that with Tom Brady would have scored, stall because the backup messed up somehow. Cooper, I believe the adrenaline early on, and and just the momentum was on his side, and and like you said, Caleb, when Mike McCarthy's like, no, we're going for it on 4th and 2. He basically said, hey, Cooper, you're my guy, okay? You're the guy. Will Greer isn't. I'm not looking at him, okay? Like, we're not looking at Will Greer. I'm looking at you. Get that 4th and 2 right now. Do it. And I think that was a great strategic mind game on Cooper Rush, because he's like, hey, go get it. Go get it. Go. And I think it made Cooper Rush more confident in the game. And I think he played well. He played well.
Yeah.
He played well he played good for a backup. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're not expecting a backup to come in here 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's not how that happens. You know what I mean? Y'all ran the ball more too.
Yeah, absolutely. But going back to Cooper Rush, he just has that way about him. He's pretty calm, cool, collected. He doesn't really get high or low. Um, he's just pretty solid all around. And like you said, the adrenaline was pumping. You didn't let any of that motion get to him at all. It just looks very focused all the time. Um, Great connection with Noah Brown. Noah Brown has 5 receptions, 91 yards, and touchdown. Uh, Basically the best career game of his career. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
basically.
because they've had chemistry with each other. They played again for years because they've
They're
both
in
been on this
practice.
team for a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time,
yeah,
and
exactly.
they've both been on the second team, so
Second
they've had
unit.
plenty of work
Exactly.
with each other. Obviously, CD Lamb has he got it to him. He got to CD Lamb. Unlike last week, we weren't able to get to CD. He had 7 catches, 75 yards. So he'll get going soon when they build up their chemistry.
Uh-huh.
Um, and as far as the running game goes, yeah, like I said, the running game, we ran the ball a lot more. I think Zeke's numbers don't tell the whole story. His yards and average took a hit because there was 2 plays that went for a chunk loss because they just weren't blocked at all. Like those were badly blocked run plays. The defender just got right through the line and
Uh-huh.
tackled Zeke for like a big ass loss. So I wouldn't say that like I said, his yards and average don't look so good, but I think it's mainly because of those 2 plays. Even if he gets zero yards on those 2 plays, his average is like in the 4s, and his yards are probably in the 60s or 70s. So it would look a lot better than it does. Pollard, obviously, like I said, Pollard is an outside guy, and that's exactly where we got him the ball. We got him to the
Uh-huh.
outside. He made some great runs on the outside, but he's not an inside guy. He's not a pass blocker, and that's why we have Zeke to get those tough yards and to pass block. But in them as a combination, it's a very efficient offense, a very efficient run game, and that's why we won. That's why I kept saying last week we needed to run the ball, and that's what we did here. Even though it wasn't for like a ton of yards, just the fact that we were running the ball made our offense a lot more efficient than it was last week. Um, but overall, the offense did, like I said, did enough to win. Cooper Rush went down, scored the winning touchdown, so he did what he needed to do to win the game. And lastly, special teams also made a contribution in this game.
Kev, I want to ask you about that because I remember when we were talking about back in in the summer. Oh no, a couple weeks ago actually. You were like nobody could make a goddamn field goal. All right, and then they
Yeah,
were like, we're gonna re-sign Brett Maher, and you're like, what?
yeah,
Why? How? What is wrong with you people? What do you
yeah,
think of Brett Maher now?
yeah. Brett Maher, yeah, Money Maher, man.
Yeah. Oh, now he got a name. He got a nickname.
Yeah. I mean, I
You
did not
stole
like
Evan
him.
McPherson's nickname now. Is that what we're doing? We're just stealing nicknames. Evan McPherson is not Evan McPherson. It's
I mean,
not
we
Money
called him Money
McPherson
Maher
anymore.
back in the day when we used to have him.
Yeah. Well, he only hit
Uh,
well, he hit 2 field goals. One was
yeah,
54 yards. It was the
yep,
game winner.
the game winner.
Uh, yeah. And what was the other one? It
It
was
was a
also like in the
long one
50s,
too.
right?
Yeah, I think it was a long one too.
Yeah. I
I
think they
think it
were
was like
both 50 plus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like him. We didn't have any kickers. I thought we were screwed at kicker. I was like, why are we going back to this dude? And then he got better, and that's just kind of way to get kickers have ups and downs all the time. Right now, he's having an up right now, so I'm glad we got him back. Obviously in the punter too. Brian Anger put the ball inside the 20
Field
about
position.
4 times. Yeah, 4 times inside the 20. They had crappy field position for most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and on top of that, Turpin, we finally got to see what Turpin got to do. Turpin
Mm-hmm.
had 2 good punt returns. He got one for 20 yards and one for 14 yards. And that 14-yard punt return was the most important because it set up the final drive. Basically, it takes away a first down that Cooper Rush has to get
Mm-hmm.
because he got that 14 yards. On that last drive, gets it so we can get in range for a field goal. So all around, I think we played great complementary football, special teams, defense, and offense. What wasn't perfect, obviously, was really ugly at times on offense. But overall, I mean, we got a backup quarterback. We're going in the game. Nobody gives us a chance, and
Exactly.
we get a win. I mean, we got a win, baby. So I couldn't be happier with this result. I don't care how it looks. We're 1-1 and we're ready to go, man. I've a little more confidence that I had last week. So I'm happy right now.
Mm-hmm. Anything else like that kind of like that came to mind, because like pretty much what came to my mind is like, dude, Micah Parsons is not a human being. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what
absolutely.
that's and it's really what's Kellen Moore doing? You know what I mean? Like
Uh,
like you see how like he was kind of innovative with Cooper Rush and the running backs, and he ran Zeke inside the tackles. Why didn't he do that in week 1? What's going on?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what he's doing. Sometimes he gets too I don't know if you want to call it creative, too pass happy, to whatever he gets. He just tries some different stuff uh and not working. It wasn't working last week. Like I said, all we had to do is what he was trying to do is play it safe. This week with a backup quarterback, throw a lot of short routes.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have looked even better. I mean, Cooper Rush is better on the mid routes than he is on the short routes. Because the short routes, he was like, I mean, he might have thrown some couple of interceptions. So that, but he was trying to throw it short. He trying to play safe. And so at times it looked a little too safe. That's what kept the Bengals in the game and tied it up at the end because he was a little too conservative. I think he could have just let Cooper Rush, because like I said, he was making those good throws, in the mid range, mid range passing routes. I think if he at least kept those plays, he might have done a little better than throwing all this short shit. But like I said, I think Mike McCarthy got into his ear a little bit. Told him, yeah, hey man, run the ball this week. We gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta run the ball. We can't get past happy. And yeah, he threw 31 times, but I mean, that's just trying to get something going. Because we were getting stopped a little bit, especially that guy on DJ Reader. He was playing
Yeah, he was.
great for the Bengals. Yeah, he was getting through getting through double teams like that. That guy was pretty good.
Yeah. All right, Caleb. Thank you for taking us through. So you know what? Let's preview next week for you. So next week the Cowboys are against. Let me double check your guys' schedule.
You don't know what the hell you talking
shit,
about?
it's us. It's us. Yeah, it's
yeah,
us.
you
All
don't
right,
have.
yes, good point. All right, so
So
we'll
you want to
preview
preview it afterwards? You want to
we'll preview it afterwards. Sorry, I thought my bad. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. My bad. Kind of lost about. It's the Monday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Monday night. So it's gonna be a special show that night. We're probably gonna go after the game. So we're probably gonna go after the game on that Monday night. I think our only time we'll ever go after a game because it's us. So we have to go after the game. Duh. So we will go live after the Monday night game next week, a special Monday. We'll preview it at the end. But I think pretty much it's gonna be defense and kicking from both of us because we basically got both got great running backs and a quarterback we don't really trust. so defense in the kicking game. It's gonna be another defense in the kicking game, and so that's pretty much what's gonna happen. So like now let's go, Mr. LT.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
That is what the New York Giants did against Week 2, the Carolina Panthers. It was pretty much self-explanatory of what really happened. Shout out to Rodney, by the way, Rodney and Jay and Derek, all three of them. Hope they had a wonderful weekend. I know I did.
I don't think they had a wonderful weekend.
I don't think they had a wonderful weekend, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really care about Rodney's feelings. Screw him. Hater. Hey man, Tony, but it is what it is. But yeah, it was all about our defense, bro. It was all about the defense and the kicking game. Graham Gano hit 4 field goals. 2 of them were 50-yarders. One was the game winner at 56 yards. Literally, dude, that man's leg should be protected at all costs. Graham Gano, don't you know? I love you, Graham. Um, the defense is so it was basically like both offenses really weren't very good. You know what I mean? Because it proves to me because like, and you know what's cool about our offense is, Brian Daboll is basically he's preaching to Daniel Jones, just hit the open man. Whoever's open, just hit them. Just give them the ball. You know what I mean? I don't care who it is. Just give it to them. The reason I say that is our leading receiver was Richie James. He had 5 catches for 51 yards. So this wasn't an offensive shootout like the Jets, Browns, or Baltimore, Miami. Like this was a defensive grinding out game, and it didn't look good in the second half for us because. So I think it was 6-6 going into halftime. It was 6-6 going into halftime. First drive of our drive, we 3 and out. We get sent off, and then they score on their first drive in the second half. We put Cordell Flott on DJ Moore, so we put the rookie on DJ Moore. Not a good decision because DJ beat him and he scored the touchdown. But the one thing I like about Daniel Jones is he just forgets what he did. He just did, right? He just forgets what he did. It's like, it's I don't know what just happened, right? And he did this. He just kept, like he literally just forgot like what he did. Like, oh, whatever. It is what it is, And he leads a scoring drive. It was Daniel Bellinger's, I believe, first catch, first touchdown. So Daniel Bellinger is 100% for catches for touchdowns. That's all he will be further now. And he'll be only catching touchdowns, that Daniel Bellinger. Daniel to Daniel, by the way. Shout out to him. But most importantly, literally like he literally like, you know what I mean? Like Daniel Jones is very simple. All right. I don't know how to say this, but because I don't want to sound like I'm still like I still don't trust him. Because I honestly don't, because I know what he is, right? He needs a lot of work.
Not good.
He's fine. Okay, he's fine. I think we could win a Super Bowl with Daniel Jones because
Oh, you do?
Because we can we should build the team. You build the team, right? You just build the team. Like Nick Foles has a Super Bowl. Nick Foles has a Super Bowl.
Go ahead of yourself. That 2-0 is getting to your head there.
No. I'm not saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm just saying you could win a Super Bowl with him. You know what I mean? You could win a Super Bowl with him.
I don't know about that.
Because here's the thing. People can win Super Bowls with Brad Johnson and goddamn Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, you don't.
Nick Foles.
Your defense is not that good.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why we're not going to win it. That's why we're not going to win the Super Bowl, because our team it still needs building. We still have people on the roster we owe money to that, we're not playing. Literally, dude, Brian Daboll's basically been saying like this: I don't care how much money you make. If you don't help us win or you don't fit our system, you're not playing. Kenny Galladay didn't get in the game, because he knows what Kenny Galladay is, and he basically Kenny Galladay doesn't fit my system because I don't use receivers like Kenny Galladay. I don't use just go deep and catch the ball type receivers. Okay, that's not how Brian Daboll works. He prefers receivers, like I said a couple weeks ago. Stephon Diggs, pure route runners. Look at the kids at Alabama when Brian Daboll was their offensive coordinator. All 4 of them. Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, and Devontae Smith. They all had one thing in common. They know how to run routes. Very crisp, precise routes. They know how to get to the top of their route. Henry Ruggs was very fast. He had that trait about him, so people forgot about his route running because he just ran fast. But the other 3, crisp route running, and that's what he loves in his wide receivers. Kenny Galladay is not one of those receivers, so he's not going to play a lot, so like there's that. But yeah, so Daniel Jones, it sputtered in the second half, and then he scored the touchdown right away. And then he just kept driving down to get field goals. We just kept getting field goals and field goals and field goals. Yeah. And, thank God we have Graham Gano. By the way, Graham Gano, former Carolina Panther, by the way. Shout out to Mr. J. Shout out to Mr. J, taking away my victory. We gave the Giants to win. We have an incompetent coach. Giants used to that. You know what, Mr. J? Yeah, I am used to that. And trust me, if we can get a good coach, I believe you can get a good coach. All right. I'm rooting for you guys to get a good coach, but for this week, y'all can hold this L. Hold that. Hold this L. That's for you. That's for you, Jay. Love you though. J meet L. J meet L. There it is. J meet L. Yeah, no, hold on. Y'all didn't give us Graham Gano, okay? Y'all didn't re-sign him, so y'all just let him walk. That's your fault, okay? We were like, we think Graham Gano's great, so we're gonna give him a new 4-year deal, and we did. Good decision. He's our best offensive weapon. I can't believe I just said that because we have Kadarius Toney and Saquon Barkley on our team.
Yeah.
But no, the point I'm making is
don't even do anything.
no, exactly, dude. Like that's the thing, bro. Like the topics I keep thinking about is like, what's going on with Kadarius Toney? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't want to I'm not gonna speculate on what's going on. Like, I don't know because it's pretty clear why they don't want to play Kenny Galladay. Like, he doesn't fit their system. You know what I mean? Or or you can go to the famous phrase of like, your system fits your player. You don't make your player fit the system. I don't know what's going on with Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney. I just don't know because I haven't gotten the sense that Kenny Galladay is a cancer or someone that's hated in the locker room. You know what I mean? Or like people don't like him. Like I just don't get that. Like I just don't. Same with Kadarius Toney. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what's going on. People are trying to find out what's going on. Fans, reporters. I know his hamstring is bothering him. He was on the injury report a week ago, and he was on the injury report this week with hamstring tightness or stiffness. But I don't really know what's going on. He had that one great play where he caught it right, and it was like a first down. It was like 3rd and 10, and he got this first down. But it was a flag because they called offensive pass interference on David Sills, right? I'm like, God damn it, David Sills, what's wrong with you? Which really, I think, really was kind of close because Sills was running a route, right? But he like kind of slowed up and accidentally like hit the opposing player. So probably the slow up is the one that got him called for the offensive pass interference. But really, like he had to slow up because he was about to run into somebody. So I don't think that was a penalty. I think that was kind of BS. But pretty much, it's the defense, right? Like the offense is still not there. It's still not there, right? And these receivers, they keep giving these interviews, right? And they keep telling them like, what like they're like, yo, for wide receivers in a Brian Daboll offense, it takes a minute, right? It's tricky. Like you got to learn because he gives receivers a lot of leeway. They can do a lot of things, like I said, if they're running the route and they get to the top of the route and the safety or the corner comes in, they have an option to pop out and go up. But if the safety or the corner bow out, like fall back, they can, curl it in or just run their route. So they have multiple options the receivers do. And I think certain receivers are not picking up as fast as other receivers. And that's what makes, Stephon Diggs so damn special because he was like, he got it like that. That's what makes these kids, those kids at University of Alabama, he probably kept the vanilla for them, with Tua and Jalen Hurts and the receivers probably, but he still had to teach them the offense, right? So I think the receivers are still trying to get to know this offense. Same with Daniel Jones, because with Daniel Jones, it's all about key. Like if Daniel's in the back, right, and like he's like, oh, I think Sterling Shepard's gonna pop out, but then like he doesn't pop out and he comes in because the cornerback bails out and he throws it deep while you should have thrown it right like closer to Sterling. Like it's all about communication, right? It's all about timing, communication. It's not about timing. It's about communication. What do you think your receiver's going to do before you throw the ball? Oh, cornerback bails out. So Sterling's going to come curl in or run his out route. So I that's why I throw it. So like we don't want to like, oh, Sterling's going to pop it out and I throw it out. Oh, but he went up. I messed up. So that's what, and it's only been 2 weeks. I know, it's the Bills' offense wasn't like this when Brian Daboll first got there. You know what I mean? They weren't that good. Now they'll score goddamn 40 points on you if you want them to, in this past 2 years. So it's going to take a minute, right? He's our head coach. It's going to take a year, I think, to fully grasp this offense. Because I'm seeing what he did in Buffalo, right? Where it literally took them a year and a half to get the offense. And then they're damn good at it, right? So these new players, new offense, it's going to take a year. I think it's going to take a year. And if they get it before the year, that's great. But I think it's going to take a year for them to learn this offense, in my own personal opinion. Because this offense is very tricky. It's very tricky. All right, so like let me move on to my second point. Now the main point of the game. We'll talk about the comebacks a little later, Joe. The main point of the game was the defense, right? And it was Wink Martindale basically like scheming up to stop this offense of Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, and DJ Moore, right? Christian McCaffrey did have 100 yards. That is true. He had 102 yards.
Yeah.
But I'll take that. I'll take that nowadays because in the NFL, getting 100 yards doesn't really mean anything now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, back in the day, it was like, oh, they got 100 yards. Hell yeah, that's great.
But
Now
if they're not scoring, it's like
yeah, if they're not scoring, it's
I can get
nothing.
you there, but in the red
Yeah.
zone, you only punching it in.
Yeah.
What's the point?
So this week, it was just like a random defensive players who were making plays. It's like random defensive players. So we called up Fabian Monroe and Tony Jefferson from the practice squad. Tony Jefferson, for our Ravens fans, if they're watching, that we know, he was their safety. They cut him, and Wink was the former Ravens defensive coordinator. So he was like, "Give me Tony Jefferson," and that's what happened. So we got Tony Jefferson. So Tony Jefferson, Fabian Monroe played this week. O'Shane Zimenez and Dane Belton, our safety corner, whatever DB hybrid dude, who broke his collarbone in the offseason, played this week. Tom and Fox, who had our only sack last week, played as well. Julian Love. It was just like it was basically like a bunch of random dudes making plays, right? Just making plays, man. And I think I quite enjoy this because you don't know who's gonna make the play. Because the crucial third down that the Panthers needed to make to extend the game and win the game, it was a safety blitz, and it was Julian Love, and it was like the blitz was phenomenal because he came through untouched, and instead of like sometimes like the Raiders who couldn't tackle Kyler Murray, which was weird because I saw Max Crosby literally grab him. And he evaded Max Crosby, Mad Max, by the way, Mr. $40 million man. I think they gave him like 40 million or some nonsense like that. And don't give me like, oh, hey man, but Kyler Murray is more athletic than Baker Mayfield. Like, yeah, I know, but when you grabbing someone in your hands full of jersey, like you have them in your hand, you got to tackle him. You got to tackle him, Max Crosby, and that's what happened. Julian Love basically sacked Baker Mayfield, but like he sacked him from like the low, like they grabbed his leg and threw him down with him. So there's that, and it was just the defense was all over the place. We blitzed a lot. Of course we did. Is Wink Martindale, Mr. J, talking about how tell him how Robbie Chuba Shai Smith was playing for y'all too. Hey man, I've had those weeks. Okay, I've had those weeks. But it is what it is. But here's the thing that really kind of made me think like, yo, this defense and this team is going to be very good, right? We lose Leonard Williams in the second half. Like we're at the beginning, like towards like midway through the third quarter, we lose him. And I thought, oh shoot, we're screwed. We're screwed. Him and Dexter Lawrence together is a good combination, right? Our defense played better. Our defense stepped up. They saw one of their men down and they stepped up, right? Nick Williams, Justin Ellis, DJ Davis. They stepped up. Dexter Lawrence stepped up. And it showed us that when one man down, that's fine. A man's down, next man up. And you know what? And Wink Martindale doesn't really care about defensive linemen like that because he's blitzing everybody. He's blitzing safeties. He's blitzing linebackers. He's blitzing corners. You name it. Someone's blitzing. You know what I mean? And here's the thing too, Caleb. We're doing this like we had 2 good defensive weeks, right? Good defensive weeks. Last week, what we did, we stopped Derrick Henry. Like I said, we stopped Derrick Henry, we win the game, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we did. 2 great defensive weeks. And guess what, too? We don't have Azeez Ojulari or Kayvon Thibodeau. Now you're adding those 2 rushing, blitzing, going all crazy. And you have the other cats doing the same thing. You add another layer of pressure and just excitement. Because like I said, when I watched tape of Kayvon Thibodeau, he didn't get sacks, right, in the preseason because Brian Hoyer was throwing the ball very quickly, right? But in most games, Kevin Thibodeau's going to get home and he's going to hit you. And the one thing I don't want Wink Martindale to do is they're pass rushers, okay? Aziz and Kayvon are pass rushers. I know they're athletic and can guard in space. That's good on occasion, right? But you let them do what they're built to do, and they go after the quarterback. And when we have them two, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, right? Because imagine you're thinking, oh, Kayvon Thibodeau's coming. So Kayvon Thibodeau's coming after you, and you shift your protection to Kayvon Thibodeau. Then out of nowhere, Dane Belton is like swinging around and slipping through the B gap. And you're like, where was Dane Belton? Or like out of nowhere, you see Tay Crowder falling from the linebacker. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's just everywhere, man. Like, you just don't know who's coming after you. You just don't know, and it kind of like, kind of mirrors the Ravens game where last year they kept trying to be like, oh, it's probably Wink Martindale. So they got rid of Wink Martindale and they gave up this comeback to the Miami Dolphins, right? And then people started thinking, like, I think Jose said it. So I guess Wink wasn't the problem. I thought Wink was the problem. I don't think Wink Martindale was the problem because he's making these hodgepodge defense who didn't have their number 2 corner in Aaron Robinson, who don't have Kayvon Thibodeau or Azeez Ojulari, who are starting a fresh-faced rookie, an undrafted rookie in Tommen Fox. O'Shane Ximines, Giants fans wrote him off years ago. I did.
Yeah, you also play two very similar offenses, which center their offenses around the running backs. So,
exactly.
I mean,
but now we'll see.
That does play a factor with not the greatest quarterbacks.
That's true. But
you're facing the same thing this week, so you're just lucky.
Exactly. So we're gonna go 3-0. Okay, we're gonna go 3-0. So it's pretty fine. Yeah. Caleb, I'm gonna ask you your thoughts, man. Your thoughts. So I gave you my thoughts.
Like I said, I mean, you guys been getting lucky. I'm not taking away from what the defense is. I do agree with you. The defense is pretty good, but your offense, I mean, you guys are getting lucky. You guys are getting lucky because you got that bullshit ass at that fumble on the kickoff, and that sets you up for score. Just like you got some bullshit.
But this thing, we should have scored that. We should have scored that, right? And that's what makes me angry. Like, we should have scored that.
But that's what I'm saying. But in the fact that you're getting these kind of lucky breaks, I mean, it's not going to happen every week. But I mean, yeah, it happened 2 weeks in a row. Then you got some lucky bounces you guys away. But this offense at some point got to step up and start scoring some points because you guys haven't been scoring that many points, relying on defense. And at some point, it's got to bite you in the ass going forward. But like I said, I give the defense all the credit. That a defense, like I said, with all the injuries, still stepping up, make plays. Again, the two offense, not the greatest offense, very run heavy offenses. You were able to stop it, get after the quarterback, but on going forward with the better quarterbacks, we'll see how well they do and when those corners get tested. No,
we're screwed. Injuries. We're screwed when we face a good quarterback. I know it. So like that's the thing. We won't face a good quarterback in like what? Like, let me see. I have the schedule here. Let me see the schedule. Giants schedule. Good quarterback. The Bears don't want Justin Fields to throw the ball. So
yeah, Green Bay and Ravens pretty much.
Okay, yeah. So Green Bay and the Ravens is when we're gonna find a quarterback that's a team that's actually gonna like throw the ball, right? With the I don't know what the hell the Bears are doing with Justin Fields, right? Like if he just let him throw the ball, and if he stinks at it, you prove that's like, see, I told you he stinks. So we're gonna draft a new coach, a new quarterback, right? But if people don't know, if you don't allow him to throw, how can people say he stinks? Because now people can be like, I don't know if he stinks because he doesn't throw the ball, because they won't allow him to throw the ball. And see, against the Packers, he had 11 passes. He threw the ball 11 times.
Yeah.
So like against the Bears,
he only completed 8 passes in week 4.
Exactly. So like I'm confused here with the Bears. So like the Bears, same thing. You stop David Montgomery. You win the game. So like yeah. So week 5 and week 6 is when the QBs start rolling around, and then we against Trevor Lawrence, which is He played very well, actually.
Yeah.
These past couple weeks, right? So it's gonna be two straight quarterbacks that are like studs. Trevor Lawrence, and like he could be a stud. It's year two. Let's see him. Geno Smith. Oh,
No.
yeah,
We saw
not
that
really.
one.
Yeah, Davis Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared
Okay.
Goff.
Jared Goff
He played well last.
played well. Yeah, but it's the
so-
receivers. DJ Moore's pretty good. So like the receivers don't really matter, because like it's Amon St. Brown. I'm like, yeah, but DJ Moore is just as good. So, but DJ Moore only had that one touchdown on Cordell Flott. So it is what it is. And then Thanksgiving. Actually,
we'll have Dak back.
Well, you'll have Dak back. Hopefully for you. Hopefully not for me. We probably are we gonna do that show that day? No, probably not. Probably not.
I mean, I would.
It's Thanksgiving, dude.
So?
What?
You don't even celebrate Thanksgiving.
You're right, but I want to go like,
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly.
Go home. That's what I'm gonna do.
No.
Go home.
We're doing a show.
But yeah, like you're right. Similar offenses. They relied on the running back more than other teams, because their quarterbacks they don't trust them, and that's what's going to happen, right? And the blitzing just all over the place, man. Just all over the place. Like here's the thing: Xavier McKinney, his main job was Christian McCaffrey. That's their job. That's his job. And in coverage, Christian McCaffrey only had 4 catches for 26 yards, and McKinney batted 2 balls down, right? So this is the X-Man, right? It used to be O'Shane Ximines, but now he's O'Shane Ximines because he hasn't playing very good. So X-Man Xavier McKinney played very well in the slot. Well, not the slot, basically just following Christian McCaffrey around. So we have that safety that you can put on your star running back if they're a double threat, like receiver running back type thing. Who else would that be in the NFL? Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, because the other ones are they're running backs.
Well,
Kareem Hunt
and Tony Pollard.
So Tony Pollard would be the guy X is guarding, right? Like that's who he is. But yeah, like literally, man, like it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal, man. I don't know why we put Cordell Flott on DJ Moore that one time. That made no sense. I just didn't understand that, because like it's DJ Moore on a rookie, Well, Joe, Javonte Williams, DeAndre, we'll see. It's year 2. It's year 2. We'll see. It's year 2. But yeah, man, Daniel Jones didn't do nothing too crazy. Last week he had that horrible interception in the end zone where he just looked down Saquon Barkley and he like just threw it right to Amari Hooker. But he didn't do nothing that cost us the game. He didn't do enough to he didn't make that one. Aaron Jones. Yes, Aaron Jones. Joe's just naming random running backs now. He said Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook isn't like a people don't look at him like a pass catching threat. What are you talking about? Now you're just naming running backs, Joe. Aaron Jones makes sense, but Dalvin Cook makes no sense. Yeah, pretty much, man. I think the coaching staff is basically just trying to keep it light, keep it cool, none too much crazy. You know what I mean? Because I can bring up all the stats. Like, look at this stat, look at that stat, look at this stat. If we're looking at stats, it's gonna see. If we're looking at the stats, Richie James is the best receiver on our team. If we're looking at stats, okay.
I mean,
so
is he not?
Shit, he may be. I don't know.
I think he is. I'm
Shout
pretty
out to
sure
Richie
he
James.
is.
Richie, I love you, Richie. So it is what it is. But now, Caleb, let's come to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Where let's talk about it. Giants, Cowboys,
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. All right. Tell me why your team is gonna beat my team, even though I don't believe it.
I can't confirmed. I mean, we have background core. I can't say we're going to beat anybody with confidence or any type of guarantee. So I mean that's first thing. Like I ain't going into this game saying, "Oh, we're going to beat the Giants." No, we have Cooper Rush at quarterback, so I'm going to say we beating anybody. I think we have a good shot beating them. Simply for the fact, I mean, look at our defense. I mean, our defense is amazing right now. Playing great. Michael Parsons is a goddamn menace right now for all offenses. It don't matter who's at quarterback. And the fact that your quarterback is Daniel Jones, that's a problem going up against Michael Parsons.
That's offensive. Point that out. It's very offensive.
Well, it should be because I mean Daniel Jones sucks, but
you suck. Right.
Well, Michael Parsons is gonna get through that line. He's gonna cause problems.
You know what? So is O'Shane Zimenez, Caleb. O'Shane Zimenez gonna get through that line, and you know what? Tillman Fox is gonna get through that line. And guess what? Dirty 30 is gonna sack you. You know.
No.
Giants win 17-14.
That's the difference. That's the difference between me, my team and your team. You do not have a Michael Parsons. That's the difference.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess you know what we have? We have an Andrew Thomas and an Evan Neal. All right, get through them. Get through them.
Nothing. That
means everything.
Means
Andrew Thomas, highest rated left tackle in the entire NFL last week. Okay.
Good for you.
And guess what? Guess what the Panthers had? They had Brian Burns most of the game. All right, so miss me with your nonsense.
That's not Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons is Michael Parsons.
You act like Michael Parsons is Michael Strahan, fool.
He is. Basically, his next thing to Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, whoa! You watch your goddamn mouth. You watch your goddamn mouth, sir. No one is Lawrence Taylor. Okay,
I mean,
no one is gonna be Lawrence Taylor. You wish he's Lawrence Taylor. You wish to God he's Lawrence. He is nowhere near. Yo, you're telling me Michael Parsons played very well against a broken down Tampa Bay offensive line, right? Like their entire interior offensive line was injured. They didn't have their center. Both of their guards are gone. You know what I mean? So miss me with your bullshit. And then you're gonna tell me he played very well against a Cincinnati defense, a Cincinnati offensive line. Who have they improved? Ted Karras? Leo Collins?
I mean, they spend a lot of money.
Spending a lot of money don't mean nothing. Don't mean you got good players. The Jaguars spent a lot of money a couple years ago on Marvin Jones Jr. It's pretty much Marvin Jones Jr.
I do like the fact that when Leo Collins got signed, he says your new bodyguard's in town and nobody's gonna touch you.
Yeah. And then everybody touched him. So Mr. J, well, Mr. J, he did, right? Well, Brian Burns is a great player, Mr. J. So of course he's gonna get a sack. You know what I mean? But we limited Brian Burns. You don't stop great players. You don't shut them down. You limit them. You know what I mean? And that's what we're gonna do to Michael Parsons. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say Michael Parsons isn't good. That's a lie. I'm lying. I would be lying. He's good. You know, it's still year 2. I'm not gonna say great yet. Year 2. All right. I'm not one of these hyperbolic people who like see 2 years of a player and it was like, they're great. Guess what happened? Sometimes Robert Griffin III, that's what happens. People were like, he's great. And then gone. All right. You know, Terrell Davis, he's a Hall of Famer. Gone. Even though he's in the Hall of Fame, which I don't agree with, but it is what it is. So he's good. All right. You limit him. You limit him. Is he going to make a play during the game? Yeah, he is. That's a no-brainer. He's going to make a play. All right. Like Brian Burns, he made a play and got that sack. Like, you're going to make a play. You got to limit the plays they make. And I think Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal are going to limit the plays. That's what I personally think. You know, I think this offensive line is better than it is. But it's, but the left guard. The left guard is going to be the problem. Is it going to be Josh Zudu or Ben Bredesen? I don't like. It's starting to irritate me. We need to figure out what the hell the left guard is going to be. We know who our right guard is. It's Mark Glowikowski. It's Evan Neal on the right side. It's been that for the 2 weeks. But on the left side, it's either Andrew Thomas Bredesen or Andrew Thomas Azudu. Then you have Feliciano in the middle. All right. I think we beat you 17-14.
Okay.
I think we win.
Yeah, I think that's
with a Graham Gano field goal, by the way. We're gonna hit the 50. We're gonna hit a 50-yard game winner.
Yeah, but what I mean, I think the key to this game, gotta stop Saquon Barkley, obviously.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's the main thing. I think if we do that, that definitely, I think we win if we can't do that. And then also we got to protect Rush, which we did a pretty well job, and we only let Cooper Rush only got sacked one time. I think he plays well. He stays in the pocket, delivers throws. So obviously, if we just give him that time, like I think he's capable of getting down the field if we allow him to do that. And if we just keep, like I said, we just keep to the run game like we did this game. Doesn't matter how it looks, as long as we're consistent with it.
You got to stop the run. I agree. Stop the run.
And then we just get Zeke and Pollard going. We definitely have a good shot of winning this game. Like I said, our defense believe can shut you guys down.
Everybody can, if you think about it.
Obviously, we always have the X factor of something happening on special teams with Kevontae Turpin. So you can always never know what's going to happen with
we got Richie James, okay, on special teams. All right, it's Richie James, man.
So otherwise, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of think it's going to be a close game as well.
Whoever's defense is on the field the most loses the game. It's very clear.
If you said that last week, then we won it, and our defense was out there a lot of the game.
Really? Did they beat you on the time? I thought you all beat them in the time of possession.
On time of possession. Our defense was out there for a long time.
And you know what? You know what that proves? You know what that proves, Caleb? That Cincinnati is not a physical team. Physical teams, when they're like if you're like a physical team and you're hitting the defense all the time when they're on the field, you win the game. You know what? Let's say it. They're a finesse team. They're 3 wide receivers. They're spread them out, throwing it around, la-di-da-di. They're running back. They don't really, do the running back thing. You're gonna 33 minutes, 48 seconds, and 26-12. Yeah, they weren't physical with you guys. They weren't that physical. They wanted to come out there and they wanted to throw the ball all the time and beat you and try to score on long drives. And that's how you beat teams when their defense is on the field a lot. You get physical with them, and they weren't physical with you. I think we were physical with the Panthers, because I think the Panthers were we won the time of possession. I believe. Let me double check. It was 35-24. So we were physical with the Panthers defense. That's when we got that bootleg and Daniel Jones kind of like ran it for that touchdown and won us the game. When someone's defense is on the field a lot, you got to be physical with them, and you got to make them feel you. Make them feel your presence. And Cincinnati didn't make you guys feel them, because they're not a physical team. They're not a physical team. They are what the NFL wants. 3 receivers, try to score 40 every night. But guess what? That's going to backfire on you if you don't take advantage that the defense is back out there again. They should have had longer drives. Pound the rock.
They got a super long drive. In the
one.
I think the final drive they had is their touchdown. I think this was like the lone touchdown that they had. That was a long drive, because they started way back and when they were way backed up, and they had the ball for a long time.
See, if they did that again, like more than one series, I think they beat you guys. Because at the end of the day, Micah Parsons, Donovan Wilson, Dorrance Armstrong, Trayvon Diggs, they're great players, but at the end of the day, humans get tired. Tired.
Yeah, because there was a drive that we saw with Michael Parsons be able to find. I'm like, what the hell is Michael Parsons doing on the sideline? And he was grabbing water. He was he gets tired.
Exactly. I remember that drive. I remember that.
Why does he gotta get tired? We need him out there.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, they're still human. They get tired. So you make them feel your presence, and they didn't do that. With the Cincinnati, I think the Giants will make you feel their presence, and I think I honestly think with their defense too, CeeDee Lamb is your wide receiver, right? And Noah Brown is Noah Brown, but who are Cincinnati's DBs that were hey, they're damn good DB? Eli Apple was DB too. Eli Apple, really?
That's
miss me with that. All right, I'm not saying Cordell Flott. I'm not saying Cordell Flott
either, so I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. But here's the thing about that. Their defense isn't their defense is basic. The Cincinnati defense is basic. It's like nothing. Wink Martindale's gonna you know what? I'm gonna send a safety on a blitz, or that's what y'all need. Y'all need to pick up with the exotic blitzes that he be doing. Like I didn't expect like Darnay Holmes on the play before the sack, right? He blitzed off the edge and he whacked Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield, I think still completed the ball, but he got hit. But on the next play, it was a third down. Julian Love blitzed like down the B gap, like right off of the guard's shoulder, and like back to back DB blitzes. What? You're not supposed to do that. McMartin doesn't care what you think. He'll send every DB and drop every lineman into coverage. You're like, what is going on? You know what I mean?
You guys have good linebackers.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Caleb. In Wink's defense, the linebackers don't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter.
See, that was a problem for us against the Buccaneers. Their linebackers were giving us, problems.
Yeah, Levante David and Devin White. Yes, absolutely. Because they commanded the middle.
Cincinnati Bengals don't have good linebackers, and that's why we really be effective for those first 2 drives.
Yeah, because they commanded the middle of the field, right? Dalton Schultz couldn't, do his work. So like, yeah, you're right. But I think with our linebackers, it's all about which. I think Tate Crowder, Austin Calitro, Tomlin Fox, who is it? Micah McFadden. They fit the system. You know what I mean? Because like in Baltimore, right? Like they had Patrick Queen, LJ Fort. You know what I mean? So like whatever, like it is what it is. But I think we beat y'all 17-14. I think that's the score. It's gonna be defense, Caleb. Let's be real. It's gonna be defense, and if something crazy on special team happens, either way, one of us wins. Our offenses are not gonna be the reason we win this game, dude. If it becomes a shootout on Monday night, I will be surprised. I'll be like, what is going on? Like, why is it 44-41 right now? Like, what's going on? Like some bullshit like that? Or like, why is it 35-32? Like, if something crazy happens like that, and our defenses forget to play football, just don't show up, that would be unexpected. That would be unexpected. By the way, it'll be 34-31 Giants, by the way. So point that out. Giants. But still, like, if that's the thing that would shock us. But I think you can agree with me is defense.
Yeah,
it's gonna be defense.
It's gonna be low scoring.
It's gonna be low scoring.
We don't know that good offense to.
It's not gonna be aesthetically pleasing.
We got to get better on third down. We were terrible on third down yesterday. That's why I can't sit here and say, we're gonna go over there and beat you guys, because I just don't have that much confidence in the offense right now. We did well yesterday, but just it was good enough. Like I said, if we can be good enough again, and you may not win because like I said, I don't know how you guys. I don't know how you think you're 17 points on our defense, but apparently you have confidence in Daniel Jones that I just don't see.
Cincinnati scored 17 points on you.
Yeah, but they have Joe Burrow.
Okay, so
you
didn't play very good. You didn't play very good.
Okay, that's because our defense was that
Tom
great.
Brady scored 19 on you.
Exactly, he scored under 20 points.
You know what? Let me check the last Giants game with Daniel Jones. When's the last time he played against y'all?
I don't know.
Was it last year?
Blew you guys out twice.
No, you didn't blow us out the first time. The reason y'all blew us out the first time is that, no, it's because he got a concussion. Remember the concussion?
Okay, well, who said we're gonna give him a concussion?
Are you seriously about to say we're gonna give him another concussion? Is that what you?
It may happen. You don't know.
You're a sick bastard. You know that?
We're gonna be all over
sick
him.
Individual.
Mike Barnes gonna be all over him. So who knows?
You're a sick individual, Caleb. So 2021.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find the schedule real quick for last year. When did we face each other last year? First, it's like it's not week 3. Giants. We lost to the Falcons week 3. Jesus Christ. Like week 4? Was it week 4? Oh no, we beat the Saints week 4. Oh yeah, that's when I thought we were gonna churn our thing around, and then Saquon Barkley, Giants. All right, yep, yeah. Oh damn. All right, shoot.
Yeah, we
Oof.
blew you out. I don't know why you can't take my word for it. Goddamn, like I don't
No. Okay, no.
remember
Okay,
the scores.
you're right. You blew us out 44-20. So we scored 20 points on you.
Oh my god, that's because you guys got crappy the garbage time.
Okay, whatever. All right, 17-14 Giants. Book it. What's the spread? We're
I think you guys are favored. I think you guys are favored.
We're at home though, right? It's our home game.
Yeah, which basically means on a neutral field we'd be even.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's bet. You want to bet? Let's bet. Let's bet. You want to bet? Yeah, I know what it means, Caleb.
Why would I bet on this? Like, we have backup quarterback. You want me to bet?
Yeah, I have Daniel Jones.
Okay,
but you talking smack about Daniel Jones?
You have your starter. You have your starter out there.
Allegedly have our starter. Okay. I think we've talked about this. Okay, oh, thank you, Jay. Let's end it with this question. Who does Diggs cover on the Giants if Wandale's still hurt? Galladay's continuing to rob y'all, and Tony is like prison food, questionable. Richie James, I guess.
I am Richie James. Whoever the hell your top receiver is.
Sterling Shepard, Richie James. I don't know. One of them.
Yeah.
You know what? Put Trayvon Diggs on Saquon Barkley for fuck it. Why not? It's like I'm guarding Saquon.
Who's your fastest guy?
Richie James.
Oh well, then Anthony Brown might be on him because Anthony Brown's faster.
Yeah. So I think Sterling Shepard's gonna get Trayvon Diggs. Or if like, what if Tony because Tony had 147 yards against y'all. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Defense.
Yeah, but
all right.
Diggs is playing different. Diggs is playing different than he what was last year. I mean, not having the interceptions, but he is playing pretty well. Shutting these guys down pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
You can find me at NFLCaleb22 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on this channel doing betting the NFL. It comes out Thursdays. You can find my articles at the Let's Get Ready Network website, letsgetreadynetwork.com. Find me on later today. We'll be live doing the House of Dragon review. So be ready for that.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm Ferris Muthana. You can find me here every Monday. We try to aim for 3:00, but today we had to go a little early because I got to go to work afterwards. But thank you guys for coming a little early for us. You can find me here all throughout the channel. I'm at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. We actually had a major announcement and update on our audio feeds on the channel and on the audio feed. We made the announcement in both places. So make sure to resubscribe to the highlights audio feed, right? That's the feed that we're on now. It has us, good friends, better rivals, starting 11, betting the NFL, rally, and anything sports related. It's on that feed. We're on like a separate feed now. So make sure to like and subscribe on that feed, and subscribe, comment on that feed, rate us 5 stars if you want to. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all next week after the game, because Giants, Cowboys, Monday Night Football. I can already hear people mad saying, why the hell are these two teams on prime time? Because that's literally what they did during the Bears game, because they kept saying, why do the Bears and the Packers are always on Sunday night when the Bears always lose every single time? Yeah. But on that note, thank you so much. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.